Hey, this is the Bun Mom Life with me, Jessie, and my 4 bunnies, Roo, Linus, Timo, and Kumo. Come and join us for stories about our journey as a bunny family. Let's hop to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Bun Mom Life. This year, we celebrated Roo's 5th birthday and also her 5th year in our little bun family. We can't believe it's already been 5 years. Our little baby girl is 5. It seems like just yesterday and also forever ago when Bun Dad and I were watching videos of bunnies, researching online about them, and then finding her and immediately knowing she was ours. This girl has changed our entire lives in the very, very best way. And so today is a Queen Roo appreciation episode where I'll be sharing 5 of some of our favorite moments and stories with our beautiful girl. Now, before we jump into the stories, let me share some fun facts about bunnies and their age. People often ask, how old would your bunny be in human years? And the truth is, it's kind of a made-up concept. There's no official scientific formula to convert bunny years into human ones. But if you're curious, because I know I am, there is a fun way to guesstimate based on how bunnies grow and what stage of life they're in. The tricky part is that rabbits age very differently than humans do. We can't just say 1 rabbit year is equal to 6 human years and that's that, because their development doesn't actually follow the same pace. Bunnies grow lightning fast in their early months, so to get a better idea of how old they feel in human terms, we've got to factor that in. For example, by just 4 months old, a bunny is roughly like a 12-year-old kid. Yep, already a tween at 4 months. And when they hit their first birthday, they're basically young adults, around 20 in human years. After that, you can think of each bunny year as roughly equivalent to 6 human years. That estimate is based on the average pet rabbit lifespan of about 10 to 12 years, though it can vary a bit depending on the breed. Larger buns, those over 10 pounds, tend to age a little faster and might not live quite as long, so their human age math might look a little different. If you want a really well laid out chart for bunny years versus human years, check out the Bunny Lady's website and blog. She did a fantastic job showing the age comparisons divided up into the stages of development for a rabbit. So, Roo being 5 this year is equivalent to about 44 in human years. Despite being a full-grown, mature adult now, she'll still always be our baby girl. So let's hop into some adorable stories about Roo, yeah? When Roo first learned how to jump into our bed, it was the cutest thing ever. It did mean sleep deprivation and getting woken up at ridiculous hours, but still adorable. At around 4 a.m., little Roo would be so excited and eager for her breakfast salad. But bun parents? And Roo's thinking, "It's 4 a.m., humans. Why are you still in bed?" No problem, Roo thought. I'll help. I'll be their personal alarm clock. She'd leap into our bed and start doing zoomies all over the bed, all over us. Now imagine being deep in dreamland, only to be jolted awake by these tiny furry paws bouncing across your stomach, your chest, your legs, and your face. It was both startling, shocking, and delightful. But unfortunately for Roo, it didn't always work. Bun parents may just chuckle sleepily and then drift right back into dreamland. Roo, however, is a girl who knows persistence pays off. So what does she do next? She hops right up to Bun Mom's head on the pillow and starts digging right next to her ear. And it works. Bun Mom now realizes this isn't just playtime. This is breakfast now time. And like always, Queen Roo wins. When Roo became free roam after about 5 days, we upgraded her litter box to a larger cat one. The original was way too small. It was in the shape of a little triangle, and this new one gave her so much more room. Even though she was still a tiny bun at that time, she had no issues hopping right in. But then came the day of the first deep clean of her brand new litter box. It was a catastrophic day for Roo. She was horrified. Mama had cleaned out all the pee, all the poo, and all the precious scent markings that Roo had worked so hard to establish. All her chinning, her territorial masterpiece, all gone. She sat in front of the litter box, glaring at me. She looked like she was about to hop in until she took one whiff, and her face shifted from, huh, to, wait, and then settled on, Mama, I am supremely unimpressed. It was hilarious, and also slightly terrifying. If bunny glares could kill, I wouldn't be here telling the story. Back when we lived in a condo with just Roo, I stepped away from my workspace to give her some love, but she was nowhere to be found. Not in the living room, not under the couch, not splooting on the dining shelf, not on the bench, not in Bun Dad's studio, not in the bathroom, not behind the curtains, not under the bed, not under the digital piano. We started to low-key panic. The condo was tiny. There were only so many places a bunny could hide. I checked the bathroom again for what felt like the 100th time. By this time, my heart was beating like crazy. Still nothing. Until something caught my eye. There, wedged between the bathroom vanity and the wall, a gap maybe 2 inches wide at most, was Roo. Just a fluffy little loaf tucked all the way at the far end like a furry Tetris block. I burst out laughing, both relieved and amazed. Bun buns always seem to be able to find the tiniest, squeeziest spots and just squeeze themselves into it all the time. And because it was a one-way street, she had to shimmy out backwards, bum first, her floofy butt wiggling the whole way. It was so adorable. This next one's more of a mini collection of Roo's favorite and sometimes questionable zoomy locations. First, the dining bench. Now, normally, I'd assume bunnies love lots of open space for zoomies. But not Roo. Roo, our little daredevil, decided the narrow bench was the perfect racetrack. If she missed a turn, she would have been airborne, flying straight into furniture. But that didn't stop her. Back and forth she went, full speed. We were both extremely worried that she would zoom me right off, and also super delighted by her cuteness and her skills. Then we have big cardboard boxes. Anytime we had one large enough for her to hop into, and if we left it out long enough, Roo would turn it into her private bunny speedway. Zoomies in circles and circles and circles, her own little Indy 500. And finally, behind the curtains, Roo loves floor-length window curtains. She'll disappear behind them, enjoy a little quiet moment of exploration or just a moment of peace, and then suddenly, zoom, zoom, zoom. She's doing laps back there like it's her own soft, shadowy tunnel. It never gets old. And now, our final story. Roo had hit her teenager phase with extra sass and extra attitude at this time. One day, after some zoomies behind the curtains, she sat down to rest, but her head was still underneath the curtain. So she looked like she was wearing a veil. I couldn't help it. I just burst out laughing. It was so funny. And Roo turned to me slowly. She glared at me. And then she fully turned away from me, dramatically showing me her back and facing the wall. And she stayed like that for a good 10 minutes. Total silent treatment. My crime? laughing at her royal silliness. All was forgiven eventually, though, with a treato. And those are 5 out of a million gajillion of our favorite stories about our girl Roo. We hope you enjoyed listening to these ones. Before we wrap up, I have a fun question for you all that I need your feedback on. This podcast community has become such a joy and important part of my life, and I would love something fun to call this community, our own little community name, and I need your help choosing one. I do have a few ideas so far. The top choice in my head right now is Fluffle Fam, because did you know that the term fluffle is actually used to describe a group of bunnies? How cute is that? There's Bun Buds and Snuggle Buns. If you have other suggestions, please let us know. We would love to hear all your thoughts and ideas. Some of you are so creative out there, so feel free to share with us what you think would be a cute community name for our little podcast community here. We really hope you enjoyed today's episode. We love you all so much. If you enjoy this podcast and if it brings you some joy in your day, it would mean so much to our Bun family if you liked and subscribed to our podcast and if you could leave us a review. We adore this community and would love for it to grow with more bun-loving friends so we can all hang out and chat about and enjoy bunny stories together. Truly, the best part of having a podcast is being able to connect with all of you through these stories. So thank you all again, Fluffle Fam. Just testing it out, seeing how it rolls off the tongue. I kind of like it. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. And remember, you are loved and cherished always. Our Bun Buns send you lots of boobs. Bye!